So what's going on, guys? I did my own thing with a cup, doing volumes. I measured the cup with length, width, height, and placed it all together into one thing, and did the math. It's 420 in density, volume, space within. So 420 in my whole thing. I even found out how much watts are in the joules of work in the cup and everything. So I have a note here. It says water is made out of two hydrogen H atoms and one oxygen O atom. So it contains 646,212 watts in a cup with the volume density of 420 inside. So it equals to two cups, which is 16 ounces, 1,920 drops of water inside, weighing 471.62 kilograms, which is 64,621.2 joules of work. So the real truth of this is that there is zero point 0.5 pints per cup. In this one whole cup, you can fit two cups measured, which is one pint. So this cup of water is really measured through drops and everything. So bon voyage, according to my physics science with Penn Foster, I am doing well and I am about to enjoy myself a actual cup measured by me, not measured by a company. So let's see how this tastes. According to my studies and with the Penn Foster studies, this has been the greatest cup of water I have ever drank in my whole entire existence. It feels good. Imagine the watts measured, every drop of water measured, everything is measured. How much the cup weighs? The cup weighs about, I can say, 20 20 grams or something like that. So this is like I could say around about an ounce, something like that. I've weighted marijuana before, so it's like an ounce. Oh wow. I finally drank an actual cup of water, measured by me and everything. It's great when you use even the gravitational force. I found the gravitational force of it, which is 64,621.2 newtons, and there is physics science says at the bottom there is 600 newtons forcing up on the water. So that right there is amazing. That you can finally taste the water because you did it yourself. Remember, things are better when we make it ourselves. So now we have to make water. We're gonna have to buy some hydrogen and oxygen and put it all together one day and make our own water. And see where that goes from. Because once I get out the Navy and start to live my regular life and everything, I am going to see what I do about that and about making my own water in the backyard or whatever, or in the basement or somewhere. But I'm going to get down to that. But right now I am taking the properties of liquids, states of matters. I am one more subject section away from my third lesson exam. I already finished my first and my second. On my second, I scored a 90. On my first exam, I scored a 70 because sometimes I am very sleepy when I study too much. So technically, I become I become more tired. So it's like, oh, like, man, I gotta finish this, but I still have to. It's not like I don't want to. It's like I have to, or we have to. So it's like the density in the room gets crazier because I am sweating. I am solid liquid gas, sweating and burning, heating, and the density in the room and the area gets overheated and overwhelming. So I had to really do the things that I had to do and solve all this. So basically, when you move a furniture in a room or into a space, it occupies it occupies volume and everything. So it's great. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I finally burped for the first time with my own measurements of water and everything. It's cool. It's cool to actually do things like this and learn things like this because when I first started driving a vehicle, I never knew what my vehicle was about. So everything on my mind was the mechanic has it. So no, it's not like that. Now I learned about pistons. Now I learned about the cylinder. Now I learned about the turbine engine. Now I learned about diesel engine, regular gasoline engine, miles per gallon, how many miles per gallon are in certain miles. So now I'm getting ready to live my actual life, an actual good life where I am aware of what I spend, aware of the things I do, aware of my surrounding, my physics, earth science, rain, the way the earth makes its own water. Dam water is measured by rain and is stocked up, so the mountains floods with water and rain, and the rains come down into the section of the dams, making a river or a lake. And then after that, when the volume of the dam rises up to a certain point that it's supposed to be let out, there is like a turbine inside the dam that spins and lets out electricity into these cities and things like that. So it's crazy what science is. If people need to know science, because right now I'm at a stage where I can have my own light made by me in my own home. So if I have my own home, I can make my own light. And when it comes to water, we already have oxygen. Now the plan is how can we trap that oxygen and make hydrogen? So that is the next step in physics science. I'm going to learn how to trap oxygen. I'm going to learn how to trap or make hydrogen, and I'm going to understand how to make water and everything, because we need to benefit more from ourselves. The outside world is like a consumption. We decide if we want to try things outside of our homes. But most people live in houses, which is not really a home. A home is something that is ours or that we build in our property, in our land. So most of us live in houses. So it's good to always learn how to do these things, so that way when we have our homes and our properties, we can actually do things like provide our own energy, provide our own water, provide our own survival things, learn about our own water pipes, our own kinetic energy, potential energy, then final kinetic energy, final potential energy, so we can actually have our own home and our own place that we can understand. So watts and horsepower goes to a car. Cylinders what moves a vehicle. We need to learn about a cylinder and how to disarm it. So while I'm in the army and I come back, I'm going to have my own basement, my own area where I study science, where I study mechanics, where I study engineering computers. I have 4 sides, so I can continue my education, and I'm not going to stop. I want to the day I pass on into the next life or in the next existence, I want to die with my reputation of me knowing everything I studied. So it's all up. I believe the way learning science and being Islamic and coming from Christianity and Catholicism and studying Buddhism and all these religions and science, everything like that, I came to a conclusion that the only way a person could rest in peace is by knowing the life it lived, or we lived. Meaning, what was the earth made from? How old is the earth? What was the process of the earth? What is the process of water? What is the. Because everything that has to do with energy, we are involved in it, but it's a different dimension and different material from human. So, God, the Creator, made the humans out of earth, the first humans. So, everybody has been existence and being birthed into a atmosphere. Get it? So it's like within the creation of the Creator. So we are like a coexistence of what the actual creation is. That's why it's a mastering to live, and it's a mastering to understand that the educational system never fraud us. I think what fraud us was the distractions, consuming, not reading too much, not learning too much. But because the more I stopped going out and hanging out with people and got to my education. That's why when I started my education, I already knew most of the things that we were talking about. So all I needed was like a slap or a snap of what the subject is, and I was already alerted and aware of what we were talking about. That's why it's easier for me to adjust to what newtons is, what joules is, what length is, weight, how you can't find the width within a second dimension shape. You need a third dimension shape to find a width. So you cannot tell me that you're going to find the width within a ruler unless we are playing with that right there. But according to flat surface, that might be measured, might. Not trying to overcome science and its belief, but that might, get it? Be able to be measured is a cubic inches. Get it? Cubic inches. So speaking naturally, drawing a second dimension form, we cannot literally measure it. And sometimes it reaches a flat surface that we cannot measure, not even in cubics, inches, or meters, centimeters, millimeters. Get it? So it's an insane way to live now, being aware of that right there, what I just did. Now I know how much this cup has. Now this is like my favorite cup in the house. Get it? So I am proud of myself. I can't wait. I was on the GoTo app with one of the instructors in an orientation. They said, "Hey, but you passed all your class exams. Why are you in this orientation?" I said, "Oh, I just wanted it to like talk, because it feels kind of bummer because the whole session I couldn't communicate with them. I did not understood the process of the website until I reached my last course, which is my last lesson, which is physics. So me speaking to myself and to you guys watching this film on YouTube." I got off the phone too with an instructor, a general instructor that speaks about the whole subject, and he told me, "Hey, you look like you're doing perfect. You're not perfect, but perfect as in the way that you are passing. Perfect means that your average scores are what we are expecting it to be, which is me, Exio Elio Cabreja. So I'm graduating. So all I'm waiting on, like I said, is my argumentative essay right now. They say it takes about 3 weeks. It's been 1 week and a few days. I have already passed 2 of my lessons from physics science. On earth science, I failed 1, which I got a 6. I took it 2 times. This is how you know that I'm really learning and studying. two times. So luckily I got a 60, and with the average scores of all the lessons that I took, all the sections that I took and the exams that I took, it came out to a total of me having a 73 or 74. So I passed, but I had to take some courses on the side to build up for that. So I took a practice test that I missed out because I rushed through the thing, and that basically built up for my failure, which the song of Creed says failure tastes sweet. No. It's a song that says failure tastes sweet by what you call this artist again? Earth. No. Versus the Earth. For forever alone, I think. So the song is Versus the World, Forgive Me, where he says that failure never felt sweet. So me failing that exam, I still passed. So from the whole test that I took, I failed one, and then took it again and passed it with a 65. I believe it was on math, a geometry, but I still came back and I boxed myself and uplifted myself with the gravitational force of all the pressure of newtons, with the doubt, and overcame it, lifted up like a bodybuilder, and got my test right. And then the earth science, that's when I failed it completely, but I still passed thanks to my good work reputation through all the other lessons. It came out to an average of me having a 73.5. So you guys already know. I just drank a cup of water of 2 hydrogen H atoms and 1 oxygen O atom with 64,621.2 watts in it. So no, it's 646,212 watts in a cup that the volume and density is 420 cc's, equals to 2 cups in fluid ounces, which is 1,920 water drops, weighing 471.62 kilograms, and having a joule work of 64,621.2 of work. So, and having one pint. So every cup has 0.5 pint. So this one right here has 2 cups measured cups and everything, and it makes 1 pint. So I have drank a good cup of water for the first time in my life, measured and everything with science. So this is my formula, my experiment, my own experiment. Like I did with a cup of water, I measured the cup of water without a lime in it. Then I dropped a lime in it, and it had an increase of 1 centimeter, the water volume. So the lime inside the cup of water occupied 1 centimeter, which is a total of 4 centimeters now, since the increase of the object inside the water cup. You can't tell me that Penn Foster is like a fake education. You cannot tell me that. And I'm not getting paid for this because I've been a dropped out since age 20. So I'm graduating here in the country where I was born, with the country where I live, in the country where if a war starts, I stand here. If a World War III starts, this is where I stand. So I'm feeling proud of myself. U.S. Navy, going to get my reputation, going to earn my reputation, my honors within within the country. So it's for like it's mostly for me, for as a citizen, like who I am, my reputation and everything. My home, which I'm soon to build, and as well continue STEM science. I'm going to continue STEM science, and then one day, who knows, become a scientist or something because it's amazing. I heard scientists get paid just to exist. That's how great science is. Especially if you work, they said, especially if you work for the government, you don't even have to be in a lab. You just be outside studying nature and doing things and practicing things and making films and things, and you're still making money. So that degree is priceless. That degree in science is priceless. But yeah, like I said, see you guys in the next video. In the last videos already, you guys need to go check it out. It is amazing. It is nice, and I believe that we can all come to a conclusion that physics, science, earth science, consuming math, English, and health and wellness, and many more out there subjects are great because I learned a lot of things. So you guys already know. See you next video.